What a lovely day. Finally, George Miller's... that was terrible. Finally, George Miller's follow-up to 2015's Fury Road is here, almost 10 years later, and it lives up to the hype despite some glaring issues. Furiosa opens up on the War Maiden during her childhood as she is kidnapped and her mother's daring attempt to rescue her. Falling to a biker gang led by Dementis, played by Chris Hemsworth, Furiosa becomes a semi-prisoner of the gang until she is offered as a trade to Immortan Joe, where she plans her revenge and learns the ways of the wasteland. George Miller brings his over-the-top zany world of Mad Max back to life, perfectly fitting it into the Fury Road version of the franchise. That Furiosa would be an amazing accompanying piece to Fury Road. The high-octane action is enthralling, hard-hitting, and constantly fresh with new ideas and presentation that makes every set piece feel unique despite it pretty much being just car chase scenes. The scale and the scope isn't as large as Fury Road, but the film allows itself to tone back. That feels like a natural progression to build as large scale as Fury Road gets. That's not to say this film isn't large in concept or to downplay the impressive action sequences either. We revisit the same stomping grounds as Fury Road, but allowing to kind of pull back the curtain more that despite treading old grounds, there's new information that complements Fury Road's story. We spend time with the Citadel, Bullet Farm, and Gastown to develop their inner workings of the world and their wastelandic hierarchy, all with the backdrop of Dementis, who honestly might be one of my new favorite villains of the franchise. We get to spend a lot of time with Dementis, and we're just shown how deep his character is. Hemsworth honestly gives a career best performance to bring this character to life and embraces his insanity along with his nuances that can be at a glance overlooked due to the character's brash and egotistical nature. It's villains like this that truly drive a redemption story and helps build Furiosa's conflict without just exposition dumping. Where the film excels, there are some noticeable step backs as well. For one, the CGI and green screen looks horrendous. There are moments where it looks pretty seamless, but there's more times where it does not. There's a lot of moments that are clearly on a green screen, some effects didn't blend very well at all, and there's moments of just bad lighting that honestly made the green screen scenes look even worse. There's also some weird frame rate moments where the film doesn't have a smooth frame rate, where it's almost kind of just jittery. There are moments where the film does look really good, but a lot more that honestly look terrible. You can tell that there is still quite a bit of practical effects and stunt work here, but it feels somewhat undermined by the bad visual effects. Also, I loved the score to Fury Road, and Furiosa's score felt really forgettable and unnoticeable for most of the film. Still, while I do think Furiosa has some issues, I had a lot of fun with the film. Considering its 2.5 hour runtime, I didn't feel a minute of this film as it just flies by with impeccable pacing. This is one that I honestly couldn't wait to watch again, and I would love to do a double feature with this and Fury Road, and I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10 for now. If you want to support what I do, you can consider subscribing for more reviews and whatnot, and you could also become a member or Patreon. Thank you, bye.